Alright, man. So, now I want to talk about Christ, and I know people are like, oh shit, this is gonna be boring. Not really. I don't know why, but not really. Okay, so one thing that I think is interesting between the splinters pertaining to Christ, which in understanding there's not a splinter with Christ, but a splinter in that which for man, that which is spiritual is not wed with the physical as it once was since the fall in the garden. Okay? And Christ coming in the image of a man was to reunite the spiritual portion. Now words not vain, having sustenance. In him lives me, and I am not just a witness, like a pendulum in time. See the static images which are still animate across a field. And seeing these static images animate across a field creates a centipede of expressions from that same image, but in motion. That is life. In which we go to box offices in this tesseract and watch films on a rectangle. Created by DreamWorks, living the dream, watching these animated pictures do animated things. But why? Is it to see the cinematography, or is it for the message, or quite frankly, we just want to be entertained? And entertainment is amusement, and amusement means without thought. Considering the nature of each image and what it does and its behavior, what knowledge is there left if it just wants to be entertained and it's out of school? Genetics will be the archetype of brain, and that creature is of habit, and its habits of habitation, and its habitations of time, and that time and animation from his father through his mother to his legs. Considering this thing a family tree. Spirits also that orchestrate in between the thoughts we have in our head and the ability to observe them, observing things before acting. Thinking of consequences, knowing the ending from the beginning, committing a 5-dimensional chess play where you don't do what you would out of situations of understanding. Jesus Christ, before being taken, flesh was set before fear because men are most definitely crazy. That which we would presume to be men are not. But as beasts with ancient spirits from the age of war. Survival of the fittest, and to go willingly, though, asking for God's spirit to come back into him, he was capable. Let me explain the power of a spirit and what I noticed in this situation. That the flesh without the spirit is weak. Then pertaining to the spirit that one has, if that spirit be fearless? The flesh by itself is weak. Of men, though we are created equal, we are not of equal stature. Yet and still, of what he did by will, none would do supernatural. Understanding the higher war and spiritual warfare, and that spirits feed on fear and anger and negative emotions, giving himself and upper spirits over to beasts, that they not feast and have enjoyment out of their delusion. Likewise, so in the proper space and spirit that is charitable to give to men, he wasn't broken. Think of this. Where have you seen this? It happens in a lot of terrorist situations, but also the film. Sin City pointed this out, the first one, with Jessica Alba and Yellow Bastard. How he aimed to make her to scream. And to make her to screaming was a symptom of breaking. Once one is broken, bust open, they need not be open no more. Or so the philosophy it would seem to insinuate on the dark side. Torturous compliance reminded me of my history. The influence of the Catholic Church and how they went about it. Not that I accuse or I point at one man to the next man, but quite frankly, the power of spirits, the principality over the church like a red dragon. And nobody noticed during all the killings. A rainbow should have been shining while they were murdering each other, and God should have just said, see, I told you, I wouldn't destroy you by water again. I'ma let you do it yourself like Home Depot does. Inside this earth I created with a shovel, you can make a deep dish. Look at all the niggas that fell in that pizza in Chicago. Peace and blessings be with you all. Do not walk with anxiety or fear, as that is a spirit. And the spirits that come and accompany that spirit, because misery loves company, both physical and spiritual, it happening a crossway or a cross mark like a target sign in a sniper rifle. What will you gather and for what reason will you assemble? This transformer is kind of difficult to deal with because your life will get worse. Peace.